Throughout the book of Exodus, the lessons to be learned, that things begun in goodness can suddenly be turned. Thus pharaohs mourn their babies, and Israel takes slaves. Whoever walks in darkness, God is in that night to save, to lift oppressor and oppressed, and raise them from their graves. A reading from the book of Exodus. The Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to go forward, and you lift up your staff, and with hand outstretched over the sea, split the sea in two. The Israelites may pass through it on dry land. But I will make the Egyptians so obstinate that they will go in after them, that I will receive glory through Pharaoh and all his army, his chariots and charioteers. The Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I receive glory through Pharaoh and his chariots and charioteers." Sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Now the angel of God, who had been leading Israel's camp, moved and went around behind them, and the column of cloud also, leaving the front, took up its place behind them. It came between the camp of the Egyptians and that of Israel, and with that the cloud became dark, and so the night passed without the rival camps coming any closer all night long. Sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. And then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord swept the sea with a strong east wind throughout the night, and so turned it into dry land. When the water was thus divided, the Israelites marched into the midst of the sea, with the water like a wall to their right and to their left. Sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. The Egyptians followed in pursuit. All Pharaoh's horses and charioteers went after them, right into the midst of the sea. In the night watch, just before dawn, the Lord cast through the column of the fiery cloud upon the Egyptian force a glance that threw them into a panic. He so clogged the chariot wheels that they could hardly drive, and with that the Egyptians sounded the retreat before Israel, because the Lord was fighting for them and against the Egyptians. Sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. As the water flowed back, it covered the chariots and charioteers of Pharaoh's whole army, which had followed the Israelites into the sea, and not a single one of them escaped. But the Israelites had marched on dry land through the midst of the sea, with the water like a wall to their right and to their left. And thus the Lord saved Israel on that day from the power of the Egyptians. the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. When Israel saw the Egyptians lying dead on the seashore, and beheld the great power that the Lord had shown against the Egyptians, they feared the Lord and believed in him and in his servant Moses. And then Moses and Israel sang this song to the Lord. Sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Oh, sing the song of freedom. God has won the victory. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot, pain and loneliness, death and emptiness. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot, hate and prejudice, chains and slavery. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. Horse and chariot are cast into the sea. The word of the Lord.